Alright, potty people. What's up, welcome back to another video. To be honest, I know this is going up in the beginning of 2023 obviously, but I don't know if there's gonna be a video up before this or not. But just in case there isn't a video up before this one, happy 2023. I hope everyone had a beautiful, blessed holiday season, and I hope everyone is excited for this upcoming year. I'm sending every single person watching this energetically so much love, light, and abundance. I'm really excited for 2023. I just personally really do like the new year. I always get a refreshment of like creative juices, motivation, inspiration, you know, all the things. And I thought now would be a great time to put out another Eat and Train With Me video just to get everyone hyped and motivated to, you know, take care of their bodies, take care of their health, you know, nourish themselves, get in the gym, move the body, etc., etc. Now, you guys aren't going to believe this, but I'm not even capping. I haven't been actually like fiending over my oatmeal as much as I normally do. Like, I genuinely haven't been wanting it, which I find interesting. So some days I've been having just like fruit on the side of my eggs and turkey bacon. Like, you guys know I love dried mango, so I've been eating dried mango or kind of whatever that we have in the house. But today I was feeling like hungry, so I had my oatmeal as well. But I'm not even kidding, you guys. That counts as a switch up. Okay, give me credit where it's due. So we're gonna go hit legs, and I definitely should have had another little snacky snack beforehand. But it just gets rambunctious in my house, okay? This time of year with everyone's here. We're just gonna power through this workout and then feast afterwards. So like I said, today was a leg workout, and I still have just been hitting total legs all at once. It just has been what I've been vibing with lately. But so I always like to foam roll before, nothing new here. I like to roll up my back and then just do this frontward facing stretch to open up my shoulders. Feels so freaking good in my shoulder joint, and just to get a good stretch. It also feels good on my spine. Then I did my normal deep Frogger squats up to kind of toe grabs, toe reaches if you will, to stretch out the hips and then also those hamstrings. And then this is my favorite stretch ever, the world's greatest stretch is allegedly what it's called, but it's just so good for literally opening up everything, stretching everything. It feels so good. And this is a great exercise here to help increase ankle mobility, to help with your squats. So it's really important before working out and before lifting that we're doing dynamic stretches, which is what you're seeing me do all throughout here. They're all stretches that we're taking our muscles and body through a movement pattern in order to prep us for the workout. You want to save those static stretches, which would be like a sitting and reaching for your toes. Something static like that you want to be saving for after your workout. So I started off this workout with box squats, which is very new for me. I don't think I've ever showed you these before. I'm doing 4 sets of 12 here, and this is very new for me. This is only like my third time doing them, but I've really been enjoying them, mainly to help improve my overall squat form. I find that I really lean over a lot, especially just because I kind of have hip flexor problems, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's not causing pain, right? I'm not at high risk, but I just want to work on trying to keep my chest upright a little bit more and really sinking even back more into my heels. So this is not only a great drill for that, but it's also just a great exercise in and of itself, because it really forces you to eliminate momentum here, really drive up through your heels. And I feel this so much in my glutes because, like I said, it allows me to really sit back into this squat as I let that box come and grab me here. So essentially all it is a normal squat, a normal conventional squat, but I'm focusing here on really pushing my hips back first and trying to drop back and tapping that box here. I have a 16-inch box height while keeping my chest up, my neck in line with my spine. And I'm really making an effort not to have my knees drop too far forward. Again, simply just with the intention to have a more upright squat. Another way to look at it is if you're trying to do a squat right up against a wall. So you don't want to be dropping too far forward, because again, if there's a wall in front of you, you couldn't. So this is just going to help you get a little bit more of a vertical squat here. And like I said, I go really nice and slow here, and tapping the box really forces you to eliminate momentum, and it really helps me have an even better mind to muscle connection. And I feel this like crazy in my glutes, and like I said, constantly driving up through my heels there and keeping my core nice and tight. It also gets the quads going like crazy, let me tell you. Okay, so then of course I'm moving into an RDL. I feel like I haven't done a barbell RDL in like a solid 2 freaking months. I feel like I've been doing dumbbells, so this has been quite a while for me. I believe I did 4 sets of 10 to 12. But here I'm also using wrist straps as well just to help with my grip. I'm going to pick up the weight, roll my shoulder blades back and down, drop my shoulders away from my ears here to really engage all my proper muscles. I'm keeping my neck in line with my spine, and I always freaking say it every time, it's a hip hinging movement, right? So we want to be pushing our hips towards the back wall first. That is all where this movement is coming from. You're not just bending over. The movement is coming from you stretching those hamstrings and driving your hips back to the wall, which that is what's inevitably causing you to fold over, right? So we're also pretending like there's a board strapped to our back. We're not carving our back or arching our back. There's no flexion in our spine. We're not looking up in the mirror, right? Like I said, our neck is in line with our spine, and we're basically just grazing the bar, our shins with the bar, We want to keep that nice and tight to our legs as much as possible. That's going to help prevent any lower back pain and stress. Our core is nice and tight, and we have a slight bend in our legs just to protect our knee. The more bend you have in your leg, the more glute bias it's going to be. The straighter your legs are, the more hamstring focus it's going to be. And as always, with every leg exercise, like I always tell you guys, you want to be driving up through your heels here. Really have that good mind to muscle connection and focus on your glutes squeezing and your hamstrings contracting as well. You really want to go as low as you possibly can while still getting a stretch in your hamstrings, right? Because the greater the stretch in your hamstrings and glutes, just the more effective the exercise is going to be here. And at the top of the move, I'm not thrusting my hips forward, right? I'm stopping when my pelvis is about a neutral position, and I'm tensing up my glutes to really maximizing the contraction. So then I moved into a Smith machine curtsy lunge, and I really love this exercise because there's just a lot going on. There's a lot of bang for your buck here. Not only is it a unilateral movement, but it's also something in kind of that vertical plane, but also incorporating lateral work. So I just feel like it hits a lot of the areas of the glutes, and I just really enjoy this. So it's basically all the same pointers as like a foundational conventional reverse lunge here, but the only difference is since it's a curtsy lunge, you're essentially just curtsying, if you will, when you go down into a lunge. So you're bringing that back leg at a 45-degree angle behind you as opposed to straight back at 90s. So the point of this is to get a really nice big stretch in the upper outer portion of the glutes. I'm telling you, this will have your booty cheeks on fire, especially that top outer portion. It's really hitting that glute medius and minimus as well, also since it's a unilateral movement as well here. But you're essentially just also want to keep your knee stacked above your ankle and kind of have that be in a fixed position, right? We don't want our shin at like any sort of an angle to the left or to the right. We want to try to also remain it very vertical, so having that 90-degree angle in your knee still at the bottom of the movement. But the difference here is that we really want to push that hip out to the side while keeping that knee at a fixed position to really have a really big stretch in your glutes, which is what we want. And you want to be driving up through that front foot's heel. So then I went into KAS bridges on the hip thrust machine. Let me tell you, I've been a little bit lazy with doing conventional barbell hip thrust these days. I don't really know what's going on with me, but I really think it's because I kind of have figured out these KAS glute bridges, and now I like them. And I used to not really like them. I didn't really think they did much, but now from going a little bit lighter weight, going a little bit slower and controlling my reps more and adding a band, I feel it a lot in my glutes. And so I've just have been really enjoying this switch up lately. So the difference with a KAS bridge here as opposed to a hip thrust, it's essentially a shorter range of motion with the theory and the intention to minimize the amount of quad engagement that you have in there, because you're minimizing the knee flexion that you have. So it's supposed to be more concentrated on your glutes here. So essentially all you're going to do, it's kind of like a half rep, if you will, like you're coming down about halfway, or essentially till just before your shins would need to drop anymore, or there'd be more flexion in your knee, which would cause your quads to take over some of the movement. So I'm basically coming down until just where my knees would have to kind of bend inward to account for that extra range of motion there. I'm stopping just shy of that and coming back up, really staying in that glute focused range of motion, driving up through my heels, looking forward and really scooping with my hips, right? I'm not driving up and kind of having a big arch in my lower back. You want your lower back to be into that bench, into that mat. Keep that belly button tucked to your spine to really feel it the most in your glutes. And you better not, believe it or not, boys, you're seeing this right. Livfiit's doing calves. I know. So I did 3 sets of 15 here. I try to have like a little habit stacking action. So whenever I'm doing hip thrust right next to it, I just need to come over and do some calves. You know what I mean? I'm not really a person who's like super passionate about having juicy calves, but just lately I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So biggest thing here is to make sure you're going through that big range of motion. I'm letting my heels drop as far as possible, really coming up on my tippy toes and holding that contraction. And this brings us to the sponsor of today's video, which is Zulu. And I think so many of us can relate to the fact that drinking more water is most likely on all of our 2023 goals list. And this Zulu Goals half-gallon jug makes it so much easier to do so. You guys know whenever I post a video about, achieving any goal in the gym, I'm always stressing about how important water is. So that's why I love this jug so much, because it makes everything so convenient. So it's a 64 fluid ounce bottle. So like I said, you only need to fill it up like a couple times a day and you'll totally be good to go. It really truly is the most perfect size because it can hold so much water while still not being like obnoxiously big or cumbersome or like hard to carry around the gym. Because like, for example, when I know carrying around an actual gallon can just be kind of obnoxious. So the handle also makes it really easy to transport as well. And the timestamps along the side of the bottle also is so helpful with just making sure that you're pacing yourself to make sure you're actually working your way towards your water goal all throughout the day, because that's the worst when it's like the end of the day and you still have so much left to drink. And I also love the straw feature because it always makes me drink more water and just more quickly. Like I feel like this is a known fact. If there's a water bottle without a straw, like just count me out. I know I'm going to forget about it. So the straw helps me so much with actually drinking the water. And the lock lid also helps to keep it so much more sanitary and clean, which I think we all can appreciate. And the entire water bottle is BPA free, which is another thing that's super important to me. Plus, the whole thing is dishwasher safe. I know. It's just win after win after win here. So staying hydrated is so important, not only for optimal health with things such as like internal health, energy levels, and brain function, all that good stuff, but it also directly helps you achieve any performance goals or physique goals that you have in the gym. So if you're wanting to join me in staying on top of your water intake this month, you can purchase your own Goals half-gallon jug at ZuluAthletic.com. You guys, I can't make this up. First update is that right when I got into the gym, I rubbed my eyeball a little too hard. People with contacts will understand. I rubbed my eyeball just a little too hard, okay? And let me also tell you something. I didn't really realize the brand of contacts matters that you have. So like probably 4 months ago, I was like, oh, I'll just get these random contacts. And I feel like I've complained about these before, like on my podcast. So like this has been an ongoing thing. They just have really sucked and they've been bothering me. Anyway, so I go to rub my eyeball, okay, before I even start my lift. My eyeball's like, ow, 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 and I thought my contact just like folded, which is fine. I go into the bathroom, the contact literally just ripped in half in my eyeball, which is a freaking hazard, and that's the third time that's happened to me, so I had to take it out. And so basically, long story short, I just was working out with one contact in, because for a second I was like, what do I do? Do I go home, or do I take the other contact out? But I knew that if I took the other contact out, it would like really be a lost cause. But if you have contacts, you know that it's so trippy to only be wearing one contact in, and so I was like having to do this sometimes when things got blurry. But oh my gosh, oh, I love when the sun does that, when it like peaks. Ooh. Anyway, so we're just rocking with this. We're gonna do this venture. Also, I don't want to alarm anyone. I'm not gonna be a safety hazard. I could still see things on the road, but we're gonna go take on the road, and we need to go run a couple of errands, and I'm so freaking hungry. The other thing I wanted to say is that this has really been a fault of mine, which I'm not proud of. And don't listen, do as I say, not as I do, okay? You should be eating balanced meals every 2 to 4 hours, okay? But this is what has happened because we didn't have any protein bars or anything, and I just was kind of disorganized this morning, so I didn't eat a snack before the gym. And now, next thing you know, it's late afternoon and I haven't eaten anything since breakfast, which is usually not how I rock and roll. So we're gonna stop at Walmart to get some groceries, and I'm gonna get a protein bar and just eat it in the store. Gasp. Then we'll eat some lunch later, but I was feeling so weak. I don't know, my workout was kind of weird. Clearly I'm energetic right now, but I felt like weak on certain exercises, and then like RDLs I felt so weak, but then I felt really strong with my KAS bridges, so can't win them all, I guess. Guys, look at the blue skies today. Give it up for the blue skies, seeing as it's not been nice out these days, super snowy, which is not nice in my opinion. Also, I was doing my KAS bridges, and this full-grown man came over and he was like, well, what? He was like, are you using this? And I was like, yeah, but you can work in. And he was like, well, what's your max weight that you're going to be using? And I was like, probably like 2 plates max, which I thought that was going to be like even ground. He was like, oh, well, I'm just getting back into it. I'll just wait till you're done because I'm not going to do that much weight. And I was like, hee hee ha ha. Felt good, not gonna lie. For very much so egotistical reasons, but what are you gonna do? Stop. cannot. This baby taking the light. I can't. I cannot. My mom also got me a gift card, a Whole Foods gift card for Christmas, so she's clearly up to speed. I've been craving a cannoli like no tomorrow, and I saw cannoli one time here, and I should have bought it and I didn't, and I haven't seen a cannoli since. That's okay, thank you so much. Okay. Yeah, I appreciate this so much. Yeah, of course. You too.
West Coast nights.
Alright, so I'm having a late lunch of leftovers pretty much, and so it's just some chicken that I warmed up, some Brussels sprouts and pomegranate seeds, which is actually an underrated combo, and then some eggplant and sauce. Late lunch today, but this will be enough to kind of get me held over before dinner. I just got back from my friend's house and it's literally 11:15 at night, but I didn't eat any dessert and I need a little something before I go to bed because I'm not crazy, you know what I'm saying? I got these in my Christmas stocking, and so I'm gonna have a little bit, you know what I'm saying? You're literally balanced on some sweet potatoes and a pomegranate right now. You guys, those pizzas to die for, and it's just a fun activity to make a homemade pizza, you know? I feel like this vlog was so not a chatty one because I just was kind of running around all day, and I just always feel extra like scatterbrained when my family's here visiting. And a few dark chocolate almonds. I don't know why I've been on like such a chocolate kick lately. Like, I also got Starbucks in my stocking. I mean Starbursts. And I'm just like, eh. But these are good. Alright, you guys, that's it for this video. I'm going to end it here and go to bed, obviously. Also, I drink probably around like 3/4 of a gallon of water a day. Ideally, I aim for a gallon of water, but doesn't always happen, especially in like the colder winter months. It's more so like a half a gallon to like 3/4 of a gallon. But that's why I really like that Zulu water bottle, because it's just easy to be like, okay, this is a half a gallon, just finish this today. But yeah, if you like this video and you want to see more videos like this, definitely let me know by giving this video a thumbs up, comment down below, and also subscribe if you want to see more videos from me, especially in 2023. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. I'm sending you so much love, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.